Alright you guys, welcome back to another video. Parker Wild from Ziggy Brands, and in this video we are going to be going over PPC or pay-per-click advertising on Amazon. And this seems to be one of the biggest problems, especially with new Amazon students, because they're not really sure what words to use, what words not to use, how much money they should and shouldn't be spending, and they're really not sure what methods to use to get their ACoS down. And so I wanted to take some time to go over this because I am a firm believer that if you know how to do PPC correctly when selling on Amazon, you can skyrocket your sales, guaranteed. But you have to know what you're doing, because if you don't, there's a very high chance you could actually lose money. And so I want to prevent you from losing any money whatsoever. And I cannot even tell you how many success stories I have been able to witness of my own students because they followed some bulletproof techniques that I was able to teach them. And now I'm going to teach you them all right now. Now, this obviously isn't going to be as in-depth as I want to be able to go, but if you are interested, make sure that you do take a look at my full course, because that's where you can find them all in great detail. But I do want to go over them in brief now so that you can actually see what these methods are. So I think that the easiest way to actually show you guys how to do this is just by jumping into the computer. So let's do it. Okay, so welcome into my computer. The very first technique that I wanted to go over is actually a fairly simple and introductory technique that a lot of people don't know about, unfortunately. And by this one technique alone, many of my students have 5x'd their sales within just a few weeks. And it's important, if you do this technique, you need to stay on top of it. You need to watch your data as time goes on, because if you are lazy with this, it simply will not work. So this technique, all it is just adjusting your bids up and down. And so the way that we do this is we come over here to the right hand side, and we are going to look primarily at spend, orders, sales, and ACoS, right? And so actually I'm quite interested to know which keyword is getting the most amount of sales. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to sort this by sales. And so as you can see, the keyword baskets for this product is getting the most amount of sales in this campaign and ad group. So this is actually doing 17 sales with an ACoS of 51%. They've spent $178 and made $345. Now, if you come over here and look at the suggested bid is $1.03, and we're bidding 85 cents. Obviously, we're doing well in the fact that we're getting spend, we are getting clicks, and we're getting sales. But the next step for us is to focus on decreasing this ACoS so that we can save money and continue to make sales. So all we would do is we would come over here to the bid and we would lower this simply, perhaps about 10 cents. And what we would do over the next few days is we would track this, right? Is our ACoS decreasing? Are we getting more sales? Is this making better profits for us? And so this is important, right? So for this one is at a 58% ACoS. It's done 15 sales, $194 spend, $303 in sales. Interestingly enough, the suggested bid on this is also $1.03, and we are only bidding 60 cents, yet we are still spending a lot of money. This actually probably means that not a lot of our competitors are spending enough money on this keyword, and so the suggested bid here is probably wrong, right? Amazon is giving its best suggestion to us, and you guys also have to realize Amazon is trying to make money off of us, right? They want us to spend a lot of money on advertising. And so just keep that in the back of your mind as you continue. It's always better to start low than to start high, right? Because when you start low, you can always increase and increase and increase until you find that perfect bid, right? But if you start too high, you might actually end up wasting a chunk of money. So I always like to be conservative and then work my way up. And so for this one, 58.23 was a little high, right? The ACoS is a little high. So what I would do is just come back in, and it's not like I have a perfect formula for the bid that you should put in. Again, it's just a test. And so we're going to put in, 0.52. And then we are going to take a look at the next one, 41%. We're going to scan over the exact same thing, do the exact same process, and as you can see, 68 cents suggested bid, we're bidding 79 cents. So why don't we go ahead and just lower the bid to 70 cents? And I would do this all the way through, right? This is really important that you do this to all of the ones that are getting spend and that you can see their ACoS, right? This one is at a 200% ACoS. So why don't we go ahead and, subtract 30 cents off of this bid and put it down to just, 0.5. That would lower our ACoS tremendously. Same thing for this one right here. Again, I'll do the same thing. So 0.7, And so, like I said, you can do this to all of your data. And then the other very important thing that I want to mention is when you're not getting spend, right? It's very important that you as a seller want to gather as much data as you possibly can so that later on you can optimize your keywords. And we'll talk about this more later, but what you would actually go ahead and do is you would select all of the keywords that are not getting spend, and then you would go in and increase their bids by 10 cents, right? So 0.1. And then they would all increase. And then, you could check back in tomorrow morning or tomorrow night and see, are these getting spend now, right? You want to distribute the spend or your budget equally among all keywords for the first little while until you pull reports and actually analyze the data. Because think about this for a second. If all of your spend is going towards one word, then how are you supposed to know if your other words are good or bad? It's impossible. You have to have spend on all of the keywords that you put in because you want to find out what the best keywords are for your product, right? And you might have done keyword research and you might have thought that one keyword was the best. But in fact, when you go and check the data later on, it will show that there are other words that are actually getting more sales for less spend and that are way better keywords for you. So this was part one. This is the first technique that I wanted to show you. Very simple, very introductory, but if you guys don't stay on top of this, right, then you'll continue to see your ACoS rise or plateau and stay the same. You can always continue to adjust your bids and make changes. So with that, I now want to get to the second technique. All right, so the second technique is also very simple. It's just kind of one of those hidden things that not a lot of people know about. And so inside of the campaign settings, you have this additional page with some other information. And down below, they have this last section that says top of search first page, right? So when we go on Amazon, right, and we type in, I don't know, like plant basket, right? We can take a look. These are the top of search first page products. And so what we want to do, especially when launching, right? When we launch, we want our product to have as much visibility as possible. So what we would do is we would come in here and we would start at somewhere around 5%, right? So a $1 bid will be $1.05 for this placement. Dynamic bidding may increase it up to 2.10. And so we are actually also on dynamic bids up and down. I really like dynamic bids up and down because Amazon knows when these types of products that you're selling are getting the most sales and the least amount of sales. And so Amazon will actually take care of this for you and they'll bid higher for you to get you more sales, or they'll bid lower for you when there's not a higher chance of you actually getting sales. Now, a lot of people, if you're very conservative, will start with dynamic bids down only because Amazon will actually help you lower your bids in real time when your ads are not likely to convert to a sale. And so I really like to play with these two types of dynamic bids. But again, if you want to try out fixed bids, you can obviously do that as well. It's all about testing. Every product is so different. Every PPC is so different. And so really the one who tests the most and really looks at their data and understands their data the best and then re-optimizes their campaigns based on data will always win 100% of the time. The data never lies. And so, after you put in this top of search first page 5%, check back in a few hours and hopefully your product is there at the top of the page, getting that spend, because with spend comes sales, and with sales, you get that moolah. And so if you guys actually aren't at the top of the page, come back in here and change it to 10% or 15%, right? You know, keep doing this until you're getting that visibility that you are dying to get. And this was technique number 2. Again, probably something that you haven't heard about before, but has helped so many of my students create successful PPC campaigns. And so I hope this one helped as well. Now let's get to the third technique. Okay, you guys, this very well might be the most important thing I could possibly ever teach you. So please, whatever you're doing right now, you know, put it away, put your phone away, shut down Facebook, shut down Twitter, Instagram, all that crap, and just watch this part for just 1 second. Because seriously, if you guys can master this part, you will be a master of FBA. Remember, the key to winning at Amazon FBA is understanding data. If you can understand data, whether that be margins in your product or whether it be understanding your PPC data, you know, all this different type of data, if you can understand it, you will win. Promise you that. So please just watch this one part all the way through very, very thoroughly. Cool. So right here we are under advertising reports, and this is called pivot tables, which is in an Excel function, and it literally is going to help us arrange all of this live data. So what we're going to do is we are actually going to customize the report period to go back as far as it will let us. And then I'll just title it PW and then hit create report. Sometimes I'll just refresh and then just hit download. Okay, go to downloads, open it up in Excel. Okay, cool, you guys. So now we are in Excel and we have all of this different information. Like, how on earth are you guys supposed to be able to analyze all of this information? It's insane. There is no way by looking at this, you guys will be able to analyze and make good decisions based off of this data. So what we need to do now is group it or put it into presentable data so that we can analyze it better. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all the different data, go to insert on the top left, and then hit pivot table, hit OK. And so now it opens up this page. So what we do from here is we're going to go into the field names, and we're going to go ahead and take our campaign name, ad group name, the keywords we're targeting, and then the customer search terms and put them in rows. And then in our values, we're going to go ahead and do spend, 7-day total sales, clicks, and impressions. So now we've got all of this data. But what we want to do now is we want to see what our best keyword is and what some of our worst keywords are. So we're going to go ahead and just sort all of this data from largest to smallest under 7-day total sales. And right now I'm just sorting the campaign level, ad group level, customer search term, and our targeted keywords as well. So obviously this one was a product targeting, so we're going to skip over this just for the time being because I actually want to show you real words. So right here, PW data. So this is the campaign, this is the ad group pivot table. So as you can see, I a while back I created a campaign for this individual as I was teaching them and helped them create a campaign based off of pivot table data. And so here are the keywords that they have put in. Basket. So basket is their #1 keyword in terms of sales, which has generated $614 worth of sales and spent $364 with a total number of 428 clicks and 39,916 impressions. Right, so basket right here was their best keyword in terms of the amount of sales generated. But what's also cool to see here is you have different words that customers are searching. Type words like storage baskets large that has spent only $2.61 and gotten $44 worth of spend. And then you have some other interesting keywords like seagrass storage basket that spent 53 cents and made $19.95. And so pivot tables is a really cool way to take information that is legitimate and accurate, and you can create new campaigns, whether that be a phrase match or an exact match based off of these successful keywords. And that's how you can really scale, right? Because now I know what keywords are doing really, really well. And if I know what keywords are doing really well, then I can create new campaigns and focus all of my spend on these very successful keywords. Now, on the opposite end, we want to also see what words are not doing well. So we go to sum of spend and sort from largest to smallest as well. So give me just 1 second, largest to smallest. And again, we're doing this from the campaign level, ad group level, targeting level, and customer search term level. And so we can go down here. Let's go back to our campaign. Cool. And now we can kind of see what words are spending the most money and not making us anything. So obviously these are spending money, spending money, spending money. But then you get to right here, right? Storage basket. Okay, so it's spent $20.29. But the interesting thing is, yes, this is an accurate description of what our product is, but it's not generating any sales, right? And there are a number of reasons why this is possible. Sometimes it's because there's so much competition on this keyword, right? And so a lot of people click around until they find the exact design they want, the exact aesthetic, the exact size. And so sometimes that is why it's hard to go into products that have very unique designs and different types of capacities and qualities, right? Because a lot of people will search around, they'll click different ads and spend your money. And so sometimes, this is obviously not what you want all the time. So storage basket, this one is hurting them. They're spending $20.29 with 19 clicks, right? And so anywhere after 5 to 10 clicks, I would say a keyword has been proven. Until then, like you can see down here, lots of these only have 1 or 2 clicks. We don't know if these are good keywords or not yet because they're not getting enough impressions, right? They're not getting enough views. And so until they're actually proven, we don't touch them, right? So we want to just focus on actual proven things like storage basket, right? So I would go in and negative exact the word storage basket to prevent any more spend going to this word. So hopefully in the future, this spend could actually be allocated to, this keyword, which is doing rather well in this campaign. The other thing to remember too, guys, is just because this, storage basket word isn't doing well in this campaign, that doesn't mean that it wouldn't do well in another campaign, right? It happens all the time where some campaigns, where some keywords do better in one campaign than they do in the other. I honestly wish I could tell you why that is, but I really don't know. I just know that that's true. So you're gonna just have to bear with me on that one because I've seen it all of the time. And so obviously, you guys, this is such an amazing way to be able to view accurate, live, real, legit data. And then you can go in and create new campaigns, or you can go in and negative exact. Never negative phrase or negative broad any word, right? Because think about this for a second. If we scroll down and we were to negative phrase this entire basket keyword, we would get rid of all of these different things. But there are actually good keywords in here, right? So why would we want to get rid of all this entire phrase target if there are keywords in here? All we want to do is get rid of the bad things, right? And the cool thing about this is that, when you analyze data on Seller Central, well, you can't. There's no way. You can't see this type of information. You can only do this type of analyzation in pivot tables. So literally what I just taught you guys, I'm not kidding, not one bit, has made people thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I've literally helped so many people that were losing a crazy amount of money and within a few weeks started having $1,000 plus days. And so it's only because they used these techniques that they were able to accomplish this. And you guys, the last thing that I want to say about PPC today is this. PPC is not used to get 1 or 2 more sales here or there throughout the day. PPC's primary purpose should be to help you rank so you can get organic purchases, right? So think about PPC as the greatest investment you can make in your Amazon FBA business, okay? That's really important to remember. So yeah, it's never exciting to see high ACoS, never, right? But just remember that all hell has not broken loose because your ACoS is above 50%, right? Just for the time being, think about this. Your investment, your PPC is an investment to your Amazon FBA business, and your ACoS will go down in time, I promise you. But as long as you use these different types of techniques, you will be successful. And I really do hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and I would love to answer more for you. Obviously, there are so many other things about Amazon FBA and PPC that I could teach you, But these are some of the things that I have seen prove to be most successful, and I'm sure you guys have already watched like 10 other videos on PPC, but I guarantee you nobody just showed you what I just showed you. So I really do hope it helped. Alright my friends, don't leave quite just yet, because I do have some more important things to tell you. If you enjoyed this video, which I really hope you did, take a look below right now, because under this video in the description box is a free cheat sheet and mini course that goes over what we just talked about and more. And if you enjoy that, take a look at my full course at www.ziggybrands.com. This goes incredibly in-depth into every part of the entire Amazon FBA process and has helped so many students become extremely successful. And last but not least, I am willing to actually give out one of my free courses. And the way you qualify for that is by sharing this video onto Facebook, adding me on Instagram, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Once you've done those things, just send me a message on Facebook or Instagram and I will get you set up with a new free Amazon FBA course. So you guys are the best. I hope you enjoyed this and I can't wait for my next video that will help you guys out so much. Catch you on the next one.